For 33 years, the greatest game in Blues history was an elimination game in the semifinal round of the playoffs. Now that they have a Stanley Cup, the Monday Night Miracle may not be their most impactful game ever, but it was a thrill ride that may never be topped in terms of drama and backstories. In tonight's Spotlight Story, senior producer Andy Moeller shows us why the game still conjures up memories.
Through the passage of time, we become more and more appreciative of great art. And in the gallery of St. Louis, there is no greater masterpiece than the Monday Night Miracle.
I'm trying to revise my story as it's going along. I ended up rewriting it 5 times.
The building shook, and the press box, the old press box up there, you could literally feel it shake.
The Blues and the Calgary Flames produced a cinema classic worthy of Scorsese or Selznick, an epic that played out over network television of 2 nations. The result, a titanic struggle that had it all. A feel-good underdog team led by an underdog coach pushed to the brink of elimination.
After 40 minutes in Game 6, it's Calgary 4, St. Louis 1.
The Blues really had no business being that far in the playoffs. They had a really, I think there were 3 games over 500 during the regular season.
4-1, third
Heroes coming out of nowhere. Doug Wickenheiser, a former #1 overall pick.
Wickenheiser, the shot, he scores! It's 4-2.
On a comeback from a catastrophic knee injury.
The defenseman up at the points, Blues.
Then there was the anti-hero.
Peplinski centers to Mullen, he shoots and scores, and you could see that one coming. 5-2 Calgary, a big
Joey
lead.
Mullen, a Blue until he was traded to Calgary just 3 months earlier.
I was sitting in the very, very, very upper reaches of the arena, and they were dead. They were done.
I was at the game with my boss. I was in the real estate business at the time, and we left.
I left, and I said, well, I'll go home and watch the rest of it.
Just watching these people leave the building was like, holy smokes, And then you really get a sense of finality that this is over.
Then the Blues' indomitable leader triggered a plot twist.
Natras playing it to Gilmore, on to Pazlowski, a shot kicked out, rebound, Sutter shoots and scores! Oh, and the roller coaster ride continues!
And Brian Sutter was playing with a bum shoulder and hadn't done much in the playoffs. But I mean, to see these 3 guys out there, they were like possessed.
He almost personally carried them to that win.
All of a sudden, it starts happening.
There are 8 minutes remaining in the 3rd period and maybe in the hockey season for the St. Louis Blues.
Enter unsung hero number 2.
Sutter into the corner. Centers, they score! Pazlowski, and they'll go crazy!
Ironically, Greg Pazlowski came to the Blues in the same trade that brought Wickenheiser, and Pazer's best was yet to come.
Told not to go behind the net to chase a defenseman, and I just happened to, force him, and I went around the net. I don't even think he saw me.
1:10 remaining. A shot, they score! Pazlowski!
I heard stories from people who said, yeah, we were, driving down Oakland Avenue, and we had a game on, and they're like, whoa, they're coming back. So we went back and parked, and everybody came, a lot of people came back into the game.
Now to overtime. Any thrill ride of a movie needs a heart stopper, right?
Here they come, McCowan to Mullen. Mullen shot! Oh! Goal post! He hit the post
And then 33 seconds later, the good guys prevail.
Fedorko steals the puck from Reinhardt. Over to Hunter, who shoots, block, Wickenheiser scores! Doug Wickenheiser! The Blues pull it off, and it's unbelievable! There'll be a 7th game.
That was Ken Wilson's call on ESPN. Hall of Famer Dan Kelly was on the mic for Canadian television and described it this way.
Fedorko stole it from Reinhardt. Breaking in to Hunter. Hunter shooting. Rebound. Wickenheiser scores! Wickenheiser! The winner for St. Louis!
Pandemonium on the ice, and it carried over to the post-game interviews.
I'm standing at the door getting the call on the walkie-talkie. They want Wick, they want this guy, they want this guy. And Wick had already taken off his jersey. I yelled to Frankie Burns, "Give me Wick's jersey." Well, he throws me Mark Hunter's jersey because it's the top one on the pile to be laundered.
Let's go down and join Jim Kelly once again. As it's reverberating inside the arena here, Doug Hunter, the Blues just dug down deeper and deeper, and it was a remarkable comeback.
And so it was like, oh my gosh, did we just really mess this up?
We got lucky. Joey Mullen hit the crossbar just before, I came down and scored. So
we'll see you on Wednesday night in Calgary, all right? Doug Hunter of the St. Louis Blues in overtime. Right now, let's go back to Tom Mees.
Thank you, Jim, and we thank Mark Hunter for stopping by.
McInnes drives it down. The Flames will win.
God bless Harry. He kept the team here, but really hadn't counted on us losing, because if we'd won, the league would have provided charter and we had to go to Montreal and start it a day later.
Canadian Airlines canceled the return charter.
All of a sudden, we come back to the hotel, and Susie asked me for my credit card.
She came up to me and said, "Rob, we have no tickets home. How much do you have on your credit card? We're going to have to start divvying up here."
Stayed up all night to book them. Senior guys got to take 2 flights back. Some of them took 3 flights back.
That was an adventure. But there were 3 different segments of people who flew.
The score was 2-1. We could have won that game. We could have gone to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Doug loved, and me too. I mean, I love St. Louis, obviously, but he loved St. Louis fans. He thought that they took you in, like they just, you weren't just a hockey player. You became an important part of, of their life.
Doug Wickenheiser played until 1994. By then, he was married and would become a father of 3 daughters.
When he got sick, everyone, we had cards from everyone. Every place we go, people let us know that they were praying for us.
Real life does not often mirror Hollywood, and it was so in this case. Wickenheiser died of cancer at the age of 37. But his legacy lives on in his 3 girls. Carly, the youngest, plays soccer professionally in Sweden. She's a center midfielder and a team captain.
And she always has been. She's been the captain every place she's played. Even, in college she was captain, and, all throughout high school, all her life. For them to be able to see that they're, a story of their dad, to hear a story of their dad, they loved it.
The Wick 14 banner, tribute to Wickenheiser and symbol of the charitable fund started by the Blues, hung in the rafter for years. It may be gone now, but for as long as the story of that miracle night lives on, so will Doug Wickenheiser.
He would love it. He'd be thrilled. He would be so honored to have been to have played that part, that very special role in it.
Even though they've won a cup under Craig Berube, I think that game still stands out as probably the greatest game they ever played.